All right, so in our last segments, we've looked at classical conditioning and operant conditioning and many marketing phenomena that are related to those, right? Now we're going to start with observational learning. We're also going to be looking at some other marketing phenomena. So observational learning, also known as vicarious learning, is yet another form of learning. Remember Bandura's Bobo doll study from Psychology 101? When a new toy, the Bobo doll, came out in the market, children who saw a model hitting it played with it aggressively. Those who saw a model playing with it non-aggressively, like dressing it up in a cowboy vest and a cowboy hat and dancing with it, etc., played with it non-aggressively. This is learning through modeling. In other words, learning through watching others model behavior. With classical and operant conditioning, we learn through our own experience, but we can learn from others' experiences too, especially if we see others get rewarded, right, for certain behaviors. Or it can inhibit us from learning certain behaviors if we see them punished. Advertisers recognize the power of observational learning as evidenced when they feature models and celebrities in ads. If a teenage male, for instance, sees an ad showing that a certain brand of hair product makes a model more popular and attractive to young women, he often wants to try the hair product. If a young woman who enjoys playing competitive sports sees an ad showing a famous female athlete winning the Olympics because of strength gained from eating a power bar, she will often want to try the bar. All right, so now let's look at some other learning phenomena. Timing is important in learning. Should your studying, for instance, be spread out over a period of time, which is called distributed learning, or should it be all bunched up at once, which is called massed learning? Research has shown that when we are first learning concepts, mass learning is most effective. So getting it all at once, for instance, in a lecture. But then, in order to maintain it best, for instance, remember it for the test, distributed learning, studying the material over time, is most effective. In the same way, timing is important in marketing. When introducing a new product or countering a competitor's ad campaign, a mass schedule works best, overloading the public with ads. But when the goal is long-term repeated buying on a regular basis, a distributive schedule, a more distributed regular advertising schedule, is actually more immune to distinction. Okay, let's take a look at hemispheric lateralization. Remember from introductory psychology, the brain is divided into two cerebral hemispheres, the right and the left. The communication between these two hemispheres occurs through the fibers connecting them, which are called what? The corpus callosum, you might remember. Now, the idea that people are right or left-brained is a bit of an oversimplification because both sides of our brain work on all tasks. However, the left does specialize, meaning that it is involved more than the right in processing verbal information. So things like reading, writing, math, etc., right? The right specializes in processing nonverbal information. And we're talking now things like pictures, facial recognition, cognitive maps, even a task like rearranging the furniture in your living room in your head, right? And even inferences, like inferences you can draw from sentences that were not stated, but you can draw them. So really one fun way to help remember this is the left brain reads text, the right brain reads between the lines. Brain scans show that while the entire brain is engaged in the processing of ads, the left side shows the most activity when processing verbal information, and the right when processing images. Note that American Airlines covered all of their bases with this ad. So over here on the left side, we've got all of this text. And on the right side, all we have is an emotion, cool, and an inference that can be drawn from that text. Now, surely marketers would not intend for you to infer things that are not true from their ads, right? Not. In our next segment, we will begin by looking at some examples of when miscomprehension is the goal.